Alright, I'm back with more tea, thankfully. Um, here's your itchy. Sorry about that. Alright. Just making sure everything's still working. Yeah, since this is just kind of farming and just kind of clearing out Port Valbury for now to get these Aether Shards, since we're gonna need them, I do kind of want to talk about the fact that, like, sort of the stuff that I do that's not, related to my hobby of gaming. Like, lately I've been doing the Principia Mathematica thing, like, going through it, and I got through, I graphed all of, so the numbered propositions are like star 1, and then all of the stuff in star 1, and then star 2, and all of the stuff under star 2, so like star 201, 202, get the idea. I'm heading into star 9 now, and that's where it goes from like propositions to propositions with what are called apparent variables. And that's sort of where things start getting complicated. Sorry. Gastric issues from all the chocolate I ate earlier. And the thing about apparent variables, and basically all of what I'm doing with Principia Mathematica and how it fits into the greater, like, scheme of what I'm doing as, like, an author and as whatever you want to call my framework. I hesitate to call it philosophy or any of that stuff. It just is what it is. The thing I have had it compared to whenever I show my graphs to stuff like ChatGPT and Grok is Peirce's semiotics. And if you don't know who that guy is, I've only looked up a little bit of it, but like, basically my thing is representational systems for information. So like, I'm sort of making a framework for, and this is one of the large parts of the thing that I am doing, is building a framework for representing informatic and in particular logical systems and like structures, which is a really fancy way of saying graphs. Like literally it's just graphs, so don't look too far into it. It's just like graphs, right? Now think of it almost like graph science, like making graphs as a science, right? And the thing about mapping quantification is that quantification is scope within scope. So you know how like you can use parentheses to show if you've ever, so if you were taught the PEMDAS, like PEMDAS, so parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction, I forget what you call that, like acronym or whatever, like the mnemonic for the order in which you handle scope in mathematics, like standard arithmetic. That's what I'm talking about here, is like, so you know how you can have like something in parentheses and then something in parentheses in parentheses? The way that quantification works in Principia Mathematica is sort of like that, where it's like something that's in parentheses within parentheses. And that's not a really good analogy, but it's the best analogy I can really come up with. So, you know, and turning that into a graphical representation will take something that is, like, I think called formalism, like formalizing it. And that is among a couple of different things that I'm kind of struggling with right now, is which formalization I'm going to stick with, how I'm going to formalize it, and that's just another fancy term for, like, basically I'm going to make, it's going to be like a translation, like, you know, the Rosetta Stone, kind of like that, like, sort of like, okay, this is what this means, and this is what this means in my graphing language, and then this is what here's a couple of alternatives that are all equal, to try to like take steps down into compressing it into a format that's a lot less cumbersome. So, you know, it doesn't take like half of a page to show quantification scope, basically. So that's one of the things that I'm kind of wrestling with right now. The other is that I am trying to, and I am doing a decent job at so far, I think, understand and internalize, like, the formal logic within Principia Mathematica. So I'm not just trying to understand how symbols go together, I'm trying to, like, pick apart why, like what the dependency is, like structurally, not just, oh hey, this goes here as a rule, but why does the rule exist, right? Because that's a big part of the stuff that's kind of overarching my project's like goal of being able to render a system that can basically render. It's like a system for making graphs, rather than a... So if you look at like Venn diagrams, right? Venn diagrams are a kind of graph that you can make, and there's rules for how to make a Venn diagram, right? What I'm making is something that explains how a Venn diagram works, why, and how you can apply those meta layer rules to make a system like Venn diagrams for anything. That's kind of the gist there. It's not like, it's not one thing that explains how to do everything. It's one thing that explains how to do things that are particular for any kind of thing. It's the difference between like making a lighter, right? And understanding combustion. Like, it's the difference between that. Like, I'm trying to give a way for anyone to make a graph out of anything if they can figure it out, right? Versus trying to make a graphing system like the Venn diagram that can apply to everything. If that makes sense, I'm not making a system of graphs, I'm making a system of making systems of graphs. So that's kind of like, and that's not even actually, if you want to know the crazy part, that's not even the actual goal, if you will, of what I'm trying to do with my frameworks and what I'm going to be learning and, you know, what I'll eventually be doing, like in terms of working with stuff like, you know, different kinds of formal logic and learning about those from PM to other stuff. I'll eventually, I think after I'm done with Principia Mathematica, what I'll be going into in my, what I'll be going into is stuff like modal logic and more recent kinds of logic. But the gist is, what was that? I saw a carbine. I want to see what it does. Oh, that's another... yeah, never mind. But yeah, that's you know, I'll be going into stuff like modal logic and other more recent logics than just propositional logic, especially not propositional logic a la PM, but yeah, that's kind of the reason why I need to understand the underlying principles in like a deep way, like a structural way, not just what is valid for this or what is valid for that. Like, it's so that I can apply the structural knowledge of that to what my framework is attempting to... Like, so far, it works, right? Like, that's another part of why I'm doing it, is because if I can graph comprehensively all of the non-linguistic propositions in Principia Mathematica, and in so doing make a module, which is what... this is all kind of like inside baseball stuff, but to put it simply, a module is like... Think of Venn diagrams, like the rules for them, as a module, right? So like, what I use to make graphs for Principia Mathematica will be a particular kind of graph with a particular kind of like language and rules for propositional logic. So that will be like its own thing, right? within the larger framework. The idea is, though, that graphing all of Principia Mathematica will also show that, yes, this framework can generate a graph that can hold the entirety of something like propositional logic in, like, as expressed in Principia Mathematica by Alfred North Whitehead and Bertrand Russell. But, the reason why that's so difficult is because it's not easy stuff. Like, I'll say this. As a Christian, of course, the first book that I would tell anybody to read, at a minimum, is the New Testament of the Bible. But the second book I'm increasingly convinced I should tell people to read is Principia Mathematica. And it is a hard book, right? Like, it's not easy. But I feel like if I can... you know, I don't feel like I'm a particularly... Like, I'm not... And I don't say this in a self-deprecating way. I say it in, like, a realistic way. Like, I'm not a particularly smart guy. You know, I'm not, like, above average. I'm just kind of average. I feel like if I can do something, you can do it too. Kind of deal. So, you know, I'd recommend anyone at least give it a shot. And yeah, it takes a lot, but reading and learning that stuff is rewarding, for one thing. But also it applies to actual... I mean, that's kind of the cool thing about logic, is that logic applies to everything. Like, there's never going to be something where you're like, oh man, logic doesn't apply to this, right? Like, even the little bit that I've picked up in terms of formal propositional logic has kind of helped my own thinking about certain stuff, especially organization. Like ironically, reading Principia Mathematica and graphing star 1 through 5 has actually helped me figure out what order I should, for instance, like, do the steps for formalization in, how I should handle, like, because the way that the book is written, and if you do read it yourself, you'll kind of understand what I mean. There's a lot of, like, flipping forward and back to understand, like, the same concept in the introduction, and, like, trying to get different... How basically they say they cover the same topic from different angles, which I like a lot, by the way, but there's a lot of, like, flipping back and forth and all that, and it helps me even with understanding how to handle that, like how to order my notes and stuff like that. But, yeah, you know, it's not, like, easy stuff to grasp, and it does take, like, days where I spend 4 hours reading and studying, and then just kind of spending the rest of the day vegetating, letting that sort of soak into my brain on a subconscious level, and then coming back the next day. Because forcing yourself to just read and reread something doesn't actually give you integrated knowledge, it just gives you rote memory, and memorizing something is not the same as understanding it. That's a very big deal, to, like, know that there's a qualitative difference between understanding and memorization. And one is useful, the other one is revolutionary. Like, understanding something is how you can improve upon it, or iterate upon it, or, like, divest of it a certain quality that you can use for something else. It's how you can, like, understanding is how you mine information. Rote memory is how you just, it's like the difference between... The difference between recall and understanding is the qualitative difference between being able to host something and being able to transform something. Like, having knowledge that is just memorized is something that you can wield as is. Having knowledge that is understood is something that you can make potentially greater or different, or, you know, that you can use for synthesis. That's way more important than just memorizing stuff. Especially for what I'm trying to do. And yeah, like, I find that trying to, like, have breakthroughs and actually having the breakthroughs of understanding and in comprehension don't happen whenever I just sit there and try to read for an entire day. Like, just try to memorize stuff. That doesn't really help. And besides, whenever it comes to memory, memory is a lot more limited than condensed understanding. Like, whenever you understand something, you can also functionally remember all parts of it with less... it's almost like the human brain equivalent of compression. You know, like memory compression. Like what I do with these videos, kinda, whenever I put them through Handbrake, or whatever it's called, which bafflingly has a pineapple as its symbol. Okay, that's R, not E. Good to know. To use the potion, I mean. Okay, I'm going to have to try to get through that thing. Come on, buddy. There we go. Excellent. The big stumbling block for me right now is sort of understanding in a deep, you know, like, structural way how type theory works and how all the different parts of type theory, as explained in like the theory of types in Principia, works. And I'm slowly getting there. Like, I'm getting the different pieces kind of locked away, like understanding how like why a proposition can have apparent variables and why a propositional function has to have a real variable. How matrices rather work, that kind of thing. Like how using matrices to understand the like different parts, and this is kind of where I'm getting at the edge of my current comprehension, but kind of using matrices to understand the different parts, like the anatomy of a proposition, that kind of thing. I mean, it's complicated stuff, and like I said, I'm getting there. It's the kind of thing that is a real roadblock to my project, because again, I need the understanding to be able to map, like, this stuff, to graph it. And there's like 9,000 numbered propositions, so it's gonna be a long time as it is to map all of them, let alone to do so while learning myself. Oh goodness. Yeah, while myself in the process learning them, like learning the book and the stuff in it. So, you know, that's basically what I'm doing at the moment. What's going to be taking a lot of my time.
That skill's not ready.
Oh goodness, this is such a miserable spot to be in. Oh goodness gracious. Barely got out of there alive. I need to put down a rift here. Okay. Oh goodness gracious, look at that horde of angry jerks. Well, at least we're getting rep with the outcast, I guess. Speaking of, we're not that far off from being respected with the rovers. Huh, alright. Oh goodness, that was a lot of damage. But yeah, I mean, that's, and I think I stated it in my, like, Slay the Spire video that I made as my channel intro the other day. But, like, the clock for me starts, for real, in air quotes, on, January, like, this is the, you know how you can make a deadline? I basically made a start line. Like, not just a deadline, but a start time. Like, where I got to really lock the heck in on this. On January 1st next year, like in 2026, January 1st. Because I want to get it done by January 1st, like the whole thing, like all of the propositions graphed, and then the book that I'm planning on calling the Philosopher's Atlas, collated, and then the commentary added, and all of that stuff, and published by January 1st, 2028, so I'm giving myself a deadline of like 2 years from the start date. And I kind of want to get all of that done by then, and I feel like, and this is what I'm hoping, is that the first like 300 or 400 pages is going to be the part that is the most difficult, and then after that, because I'm already on page, like, technically speaking, just strictly speaking, let me look, I got the book right here, as I, you know, like, not even the first 300 pages. Looking at it, I think it'll be the first, like, 275, and I'm already on page 133 in my copy. So, you know, like, the next, like, once I'm past the next 140 pages, that's where everything will kind of start coalescing and building linearly. Like, there won't be big jumps in understanding. I'll just be able to go, ah, yes, I understand this, and how it locks into that, and that locks into the previous. You get the idea? So, wow, okay, guys. Look at these guys over here. They hate men who take tea breaks, apparently. Wow. What jerks. Herald of the Stars? Okay. Alright. What a title. Nice, excellent. Okay, so, like I said, just gonna dump that into that so that the physique isn't going to be a problem. Like, that this character's physique isn't gonna be a problem, hopefully, as much going forward. Oh goodness, I guess we're dealing with the Herald of the Stars. Oh wow! That's an incredible special ability to just summon big AF ads. Alright. I mean, I'm not sure if I can kill this thing, but if I can, I'd like to. Mainly because I want to continue to get more of these, Aether Shards. Also, I kind of wonder if there's a Chivo for killing this thing. Like, why not? Ah! It's getting out of the ground. I do not want that thing zapping me. Ah, my ear's itchy. Ah. Ah, it's true special attack. Itchy ear. Alright, cool. Alright, that's not doing as much damage as I was afraid it was going to. I think we've got this in hand, actually, if we can just handle the stupid flesh hulks. Alright, gotta get that side of my headphones back on my ear. Yeah, I think we got this. Ouch! Or not, or not, or not, or not!
Can't do that yet.
Oh, goodness. What a sneaky jerk. Okay, much more dangerous than I was giving it credit for. Okay, pal, can you, like, stop resisting? I guess not. I'm the fun police, here to rain on your parade. Oh, what's his name? Call me Carnby. From, Alone in the Dark. The city is rotting. Plus 2500 XP, huh? Okay. Well, that stinks. Anyway. Ah, it's you. Yes, you. Oh, this is the entrance to the, yeah, so there's one of those one-shot dungeons here. Not that I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Fort Valkyrie Gate, sealed by ancient power. Yeah, we're not doing that. It's good to know, like, that that's where that is. So how many do I have now? 34. Excellent. That's about as many as I think I'm ever going to need, hopefully, so... Actually, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's not that many, come to think of it, but it's enough for now. It's enough to make sure I'm not going to have to farm for them for a little while, I'd like to think. And to think that all of that was done so that... Aether shard. Okay, I do have Aether shards. Now, where's the silver whatever bolt? Silver core bolts. Plus 45% to all damage. Abso-freaking-lutely. Okay. Now we can go get that other rifle after we shoot the bank teller. Alright. Where are the silver core bolts? I really should have, Wow, I feel dim. This is it, right? Okay. Yes. See, 279. Why is that? Why is it different? So if I mouse over it with my controller... This is the right thumbstick. 542 damage. If I go over it with my mouse, it's 279. What is going on? What is this? Hold on. That is wild. Why does it do that? What is that? Yeah, look. Why is this changed? So if I use my right thumbstick, what is going on? Why is that doing that? Cadence 11,562. Okay. What is going on? Okay. What is that? What is that? Also, I did all of that while not wearing pants. How based. How unbelievably based. How did my physique go down again? Oh, right. Still, though. What the heck is going on? Okay, so I'm just able to equip them now. Yeah, 550, what? What? is this? Dude, I have no idea what is going on. Why is it letting me wear these? I'm 7 short. I have no earthly idea what is going on anymore. Okay, so hold on. This doesn't have anything on it. I wanted to see,
What brings you to my forge?
So can I filter by, like, physique? Plus 10 physique, plus 10 physique. Used in shields. Used in all armor. Okay, so we should have physique
Killed out there.
to wear this now. Alright, excellent. Now this has been a very strange circumstance, but now we have everything we need to continue, thankfully, to get back to what we were actually freaking doing. I know, crazy, right? Yeah, report in. 125. That's not great. Take a look at the bounty. The venom wing hives are under the control of a queen. Once produced. Okay, but where? Slay Ulrapax, Ronaprax. Okay, the problem is that I don't know which hives they're talking about. What the heck? Goodbye, jerk. We're just gonna trample right on past these losers. Okay.
I can't
Okay,
do
okay.
that yet.
Alright. We're gonna go right past. Why does that. Okay, whatever. Well, I was gonna say, like, why does that have blood? Isn't that like a golem? Like an earth elemental kind of deal? I'm going to have to look this up because I have no idea where Ulrapax are. Ulrapax and... Also, my ear. Ah. Okay. Located in the swarming hive. Where's the swarming hive? Twin Falls. Alright, oh, so they're in 2 different hives. Okay, I should have them, right? So this is Old Arcovia. We need to go to the Twin Falls area, right? Okay. And we gotta help out these fellas. Now the real curious thing is, where exactly is... Like, okay. Wasp nest entrance. Okay, well that's good. I guess. Oh, yeah, here we go. That's not... Oh, goodness, look at that salsa. Oh, man. El Paso saving the day. Ooh. Holy crap. Yeah, well, here's one. I guess we're going to be making a whole ton of chunky guac from the looks of their remains. Holy crap. Okay, so this is the swarming hive. It's about to be the pureed hive. Pureed and fried hive. Oh, man. That is so satisfying, it's not even funny. Well, there's one of them. Yeah, there's Olraprax. This thing's going to be dead AF. Good night, Queenie. Unyielding Olraprax's sting, huh? I don't know where that went. Oh, there's a thing here. Writings of Ralderathus. Okay. Well, good for them. Oh, blueprint. Ruby of Elemental Balance. An epic ring, huh? Okay, well that's cool. Not really that interested in it. Oh, Caraprax. That's not the one I wanted. Alright, well, let's leave. No sense sticking around. Okay, but where is the other one? Maybe it's further south. Down here. Oh man, goodness. This damage we're doing is brutal. I don't know why this thing's doing more damage, but I am happy that it is. I could've swore it's gonna get jumped by like harpies or something. Now see, the thing is, I could've swore the other wasp nest was like back there, so I'm gonna go do that. Either that, or... I could've swore it was like Old Arcovia. Maybe like back here or something, because this is where you get the mission to get the hive, like to get the honey for the guy who's injured, if I'm not mistaken. At least I thought it was.
I can't do that yet.
No, wait, hold on. Yeah, see, okay, yeah, it's back here. But no. If I remember right, okay. Because looking at the map, you get that, like, down here, maybe, in the Arcovian foothills. Yeah, this should be where the other wasp queen is. And all of the extra guac, the bug guac. The bug guac, if you will. The buguac. the stupid crap I say sometimes. Alright. That was different. What was that? Okay. I mean, I'm gonna be real, that like weird sky shard thing is actually way cooler than I thought it was gonna be. That, yeah, that sky fragment skill, that is really good. Like, way better than I ever thought it was gonna be. Knock knock! Open up, health department. Alright, ooh, that's a lot worse than the other one. Alright, okay, don't die, come on. Our damage over time was stronger. We have the real damage over time game. Plus 18% to all damage. That is really good. Yes. But it doesn't have the ancient armor plate, so if we put that on, are we gonna... Yes. Okay. We'll just ignore that for now. Anyway, we got what we came here for. Again, reminder, we're doing all of this for a devotion shrine so that we can get Crab. So that we can ascend Crab. We can achieve maximum crustacean. I mean, the XP isn't bad. I mean, especially for how quick that was, that's not that bad. 150, alright, cool. We are almost there, like, we are on the cusp. We are, like, so close I'm just going to go bump off some skeletons. Where is... Broken Hills? Yeah, let's go kill some skeletons. In fact, it might be faster to just kill skeletons en masse, I'm not sure. But the way I remember needing to farm was doing the bounty table stuff, but maybe I was just misremembering. Maybe it is faster to just mow down skeletons. That assumes that I didn't already depopulate the area. Is it depopulation if they aren't a population? Because, I mean, the undead are kind of like negative population, aren't they? Anyway, I am loving how efficient our build is. Okay. Rawr, yes. Angry bone giant. Ah, my ear. Good grief. Ah, that one was bad. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's my ear squeaking. That's my ear squeaking. Ah. Ah, now my other ear is itching, of course. It's a freaking downright aberration that so much of this recording session has gone by without me having any ear problems. Okay, so where are we at in faction standing? Not really changed. That's not good. I thought you got it from just killing mobs. I didn't realize that... hold on. I'm gonna have to, like... Okay, give me a second. Okay, I am back with Q-tips. Again, don't use these in your ear. If you do, I am not legally responsible. Just saying. Oh, man. Ugh. Goodness gracious. That is like an unbearable feeling whenever that happens, I'm telling you. Okay. Alright. Wow, okay. That's a lot better. Okay. That's what I was saying, yeah, I thought that you got, like, I thought that just killing these things got faction rep. I guess not. Okay. Yeah, killing Arcovian undead. Apparently that doesn't actually matter. Maybe it has to be, like, certain ranks? Was there a... No, yes there was, okay. I think that will do it. Hold on.
That skill's not ready. Yeah.
Because they're guaranteed to be undead, and they're guaranteed to be, like, hero units if I go back that's kind of a pain, but... You'll see what I'm thinking of in a minute. Man, I love how I mean, I know they're a lower level and all, but man, I just love how efficient this build is. At just spreading damage around with that, with the effects that it currently has. Also, I need to readjust my headset. I'm thinking of recording some Mechabellum later. I'm not really sure if I will do that, but I like the idea. Now I'm going further away from where I want to go. Okay, so I need to get down here and around, and then hook. This way. Ah, goodness. Stop that. How rude. Okay, and then take care of these guys. Oh hey, yeah, there we go. Storm's brick, huh? That didn't give me any either, that's odd. Oh, maybe it's because these guys are below my level, that would explain it. Alright. Yeah, I guess that's it, that they have to be on level, maybe. I could totally get it if that's what the, like, condition is for it actually mattering. So, let me get back here.
I can't do that yet.
Plus, if I take on the bounty for the 4th oligarch, I'm pretty sure they're going to show up down in the next floor. So, you know. Kind of pertinent. So let's see, that's 153. There we go, exactly who I wanted to see. Hey there, big guy. Yeah, there we go. That's exactly what it was. They weren't on level. Is there a... There isn't, but I guess I can just get around and go through the Undercity floor 3 and then just kill them there. Get enough rep that way. Alright, I forgot that you can't just go across like that. Spooky noises. Ooh. It never stops being visceral. When it just chunks like 5 dudes in a row. Oh goodness! Alright, I forgot that those knights have like a murder cut. They just have like a murder ability. Yeah, these jerks. I'm not even sure if that's technically bleed. It feels like it just does a ton of damage. Ah, my other ear. Ah. Ah. Again, they're making up for lost time. Okay. Now, will this big room of ghosties do it? Almost. Like, almost there. I'm going to leave the portal here. Where is the... Oh, right. It's over here, I guess. Okay. Now, is this going to be like a one-shot dungeon thing? Okay, no, it's not. Alright. Good, good. There should be, yeah, I was gonna say, one of these idiots here. Okay. A lot of XP, so I'm not like, you know, complaining. The main thing I want, though, is to just get that devotion shrine already. I mean, it legit just kind of is the point of all of this side tracking. What? An entrance, huh? Wow. We're right there. I shouldn't even have to kill this boss to get it. Who has a 500,000 health. I'm not sure I want to... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to spend the time it would take to kill this idiot. I'm beginning to think I don't. But I might anyway. Yeah, I'm thinking I might. Just for the heck of it, if nothing else. Get whatever loot he drops. I mean, he is on level, so it's not like I'm missing anything. By, you know... Can, like, just... What I mean by that is that I'm not, like, wasting time by killing him if he is potentially going to drop loot that might be relevant, you know? Not that he did. One-handed... Will you stop? Guys? I'm trying to loot here. One-handed axe. Rare belt. Yeah, that's not really relevant. Guys, can you stop? Okay, let's get out of here. If they're not going to stop showing up, we need to just leave. Because pretty soon we will be able to crab. And then we don't have to give a crap about doing any more quests for these people. Hello, friend of the Rawari. I apologize for interrupting you in your important travels, but I must ask something of you, something that requires utmost care and trust. What is it? Far to the north in the frozen Asterkarn Mountains, there is a shrine dedicated to Mogdrogan, patron of beasts and guardian of the Rawari. For generations our people had visited Mogdrogan's sacred altar in order to pay homage to the day that he bestowed his wisdom upon Rowan and inspired our people to leave Arkovia. But the shrine has become tainted by the vile cult of Cathan. The followers of the dead god have desecrated our sacred grounds and destroyed the shrine of Mogdrogan. What can be done? The shrine lies in ruins, its ruined stone and spirit taken by the cult into the void. We cannot allow this symbol of our people to be lost to history. Please seek out the void rifts torn open within the Blood Grove and the Plains of Strife. Recover the pieces of Mogdrogan's shrine. Bring the parts back to the shrine and place them upon the altar along with the beating heart of an ancient beast. Its noble sacrifice will serve as a catalyst to fuse the broken pieces into one. Once you are finished, be prepared to dispatch whatever vile Chthonians have infested Mogdrogan's lands. For this, the Rawari will be eternally at your service. I will restore the shrine of Mogdrogan. Okay. Find the runed stone of Mogdrogan. Find spirit of Mogdrogan. Collect ancient heart. Well, I think we have at least one of those components, but I think I'm going to cut the recording for now. One sec.